Hello and welcome to Battle Magic update number 6. It's been a tough few days this past weekend. I'll probably make the weekend prior have easier goals since I work my other job on those days and there are literally less days between the videos anyway. I set up some pretty lofty goals this period, and I'll show you what I achieved and what I didn't get. So first up, let's see here. I got the full user interface to draw, including the health here, the green bar, the mana, the blue bar, experience right up here, and the levels for the player's spell schools. I don't have them spaced out well yet. They're just grouped up right here, 1, 1, 1, 1. These will be spaced out eventually over time. I already tested all the health bar, the mana bar, and the experience bar. They actually scale up and everything appropriately, but I turned off that functionality by the time I got this video recorded. However, I did change the, you can change the player's current level and the spells. These are meant to go between 1 and 5, and actually the player's color will change along with it. Oops, updated one too many times, oh well. Oops, and I got an exception overload. Anyway, that wasn't supposed to happen. Let's just forget that ever happened, shall we? Anyway, I also got the text box to appear and disappear. You probably already noticed that because it just popped in and I didn't mention anything about it. But yes, look at that, it's here. And if you walk away, and now it's gone. And if you walk back to the area, it's back. I'm losing my place here. I didn't change some of the text to actually teach the players some functionality. Like if we look at this one, it says Battle Magic. There are 4 unique spell schools. Exhort is a damage stealing spell school, and it'll teach you how to push the E button to get some bubbles floating around you, and how to read this menu here, and how to push E one more time and cast the Fire Strike spell, which of course doesn't do anything yet right now. And that's the 2 biggest. Those are some pretty big things. There was 3 that I actually managed to get done in time. And yes, I did finish all the text for all the tutorials. I'll get into why the text is going outside the box right now. Basically, it's just I haven't gotten around to it yet. I'm not too worried about it. But that'll be for Friday. You know, just wait. And anywho, I'm hoping that if I get all the spells done quickly, as well as the enemy interactions, that single player challenge might actually get shipped out as well by Sunday. I mean, seeing how I only have 1 week left though, it's not super promising. I promise the game will get worked on next month or 2. I want to get this game up and going in time for PAX. I would really like to have something to show people there and have people play around with, and generally have something kind of fun and cool looking to say, like, hey, look at this, I'm an indie game dev and I actually made something. That's, you know, what the whole point of 1 game a month is really all about anyway. It's about putting yourself to something and actually getting it done, so that way you have something to show for yourself as opposed to just a bunch of cheap pictures or half done, like 1/8 done game saying like, oh, I got bored with it, I'm moving on. Giving yourself a really short deadline, as I've noticed, makes you work a lot harder, because it feels like, wow, I really have to get this done because I promised people like people like you watching right now, I promised you that I would get this done, and if I don't, I'd be really letting them down, and that lets me down. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to let people down. I want to get people excited and show like, hey, look at this, I actually got everything done. Isn't that awesome? Unfortunately, I don't always get everything done, but it's a learning process as well. Okay, so I'm ready to talk about the note for why the text goes way beyond the boxes. This is because I'm literally drawing to the screen one giant line of text like this. When you this whole entire white thing here, which I quote, when you take damage, you lose some health. Notice the green bar at the bottom of the screen, it represents your health. That's all stored as one string literal inside the program right now, and I just draw that with the graphics tool, which just picks like the bottom left point and says like, alright, draw this text starting here, and then it keeps on going, and it'll even run off screen, as you saw in some of the other examples. This really isn't good at all, because not only does it look really bad, it's really hard to read as well. It's just, that's not helpful. Why even bother having it if it's going to be like that? So the way around it, you know, when I was making this, I actually forgot that I can use Java's Swing GUI. If you're familiar with Java and GUI, you probably have used Java Swing. In fact, I've already used it for the main menu and a couple other things, but I forgot about it pretty much for this entire game so far. And so what I'm hoping is I can just create a little like J panel and have it draw from here, and so that way I put the text inside the J panel, and then the J panel will just handle keeping the text within itself, and that way I don't have to think about it at all, and it'll be really nice and easy, and it'll make me very happy. Let's see here. I keep losing my place. I read up a little text about what I'm supposed to say. Okay, I guess I want to talk about what, as a new games programmer, it's really tempting to search out for that one perfect game engine where you get the simplicity of dragging and dropping sprites like a built-in level creator, or but you know, it's also nice to have the fine-tuning that comes from a more hands-on approach, like fixing glitches, bugs, and general efficiency improvements. But in my experience, there's no real perfect game engine. As with most things in the world, there is nothing perfect. I've always actually preferred minimalistic engines, which is why I use vanilla Java and my own extremely basic Java IDE. But there's no doubt it was a whole lot easier and faster to make games using something like Click and Play, and props to you if you actually know what Click and Play is. Man, Click and Play is great if you were just starting and having no programming experience like I was when I first started using it. This is a really fun and cool little tool that lets you, it gives you a bunch of little sprites initially, and it simplifies so many things. Like, I can't even really describe it, but it's so drag and drop friendly and user friendly. It's extremely glitchy, so you know, don't expect to create anything of, you know, serious quality, but you can have a lot of fun with it still and create some really wacky looking games, and that's fun. In fact, there's a whole website dedicated to it. It's called Glorious Trainwrecks. I'll probably post that in the description. It's a lot of really stupid games on there that are just made with Click and Play or other Click and Play like creators, and because the engines like Click and Play are so glitchy and so buggy that you can't make anything too decent, and it just makes for a really funny sort of farce of a game. So going on now, by next Friday, I am going to let you know of the goals I want, because this is basically, by next Friday, I need to have the game done. It's just really daunting to say, but it needs, you know, it's going to be turned in on Sunday, so I need to have it done, almost done by Friday, so I can get some basic playtesting out of it and maybe catch a few bugs or glitches. Because I'm sure there are somewhere. It'd be naive of me to think that my game doesn't have any glitches yet. There's probably some somewhere, some crashes. It'll happen. It always happens. So anyway, by next Friday, I want to have the final spell selection menu complete. Then, in other words, there should be like a little, here, I'll actually show you. I did a drawing. I was trying to get that one done by today, since it was last week's goal, but wasn't able to get it done in time. Basically, I want this little box to appear down here, where, for instance, the fire strike, it'll give a brief description. You know, every enemy inside the target area takes some damage, and the bottom shows you how much damage it'll deal based on your level, excerpt highlighting based on which level you are, like level 1, so it does 10 damage. At level 2 it'll be 20, and so on and so forth. Oops, where'd you go? Gotcha. Another one, I want to get the basic spells. I need to get the spells all created that can be cast. I need them to eat up mana, show some effect, and have a cooldown. Yes, all my spells will have that, and I suppose I need to add that to the quick spell menu here too. Shows the mana cost and show the cooldown time. And lastly, I need to have a basic enemy that just sits there. That way you have something to attack, and something that would possibly attack you, so that way you can practice taking damage and practice casting some healing spells as well. I need to show a little bit of everything, maybe even show some armor spells as well. Kind of like damage aura. I want to see that one get completed. Really excited about that. And those are the biggest things. Bonus points by then, and you know, I kind of listed as bonus points, but this really needs to get done by Friday. Enemies take damage, kill enemies give experience, enemies that deal damage somehow, like dinky little projectiles that shoot at you. I don't want enemies to move right now, because that sounds like a lot more code trying to create a basic AI right now than I really have time for. So just probably shoot a little projectile at you that travels directly at you, like not even any predicting, just that way. Because it'll just do what it needs to do for now. From there, I need level up menus. That way, once this experience bar gets full, you get a full level up, and it needs to show you like, hey, you can level up now. Select which spell school you would like to level up in. There's actually a little tutorial down here that tells you like when you level up, you get to select like which spell school you want to get, and that spell school gets stronger. I need player to change color based on how proficient they are in their spells, and actually have the color kind of look better, because right now I'm really unhappy with the way the colors are looking on the player. It's not what I expected, and I'm still unsure on how to get that to work right and be something that I want to get it to be. Anywho, wow, that's a lot of words. I think my longest video yet. Yeah, by a long shot. Anyway, thank you very much for watching and sitting through that programming ramble. I hope if you're a programmer watching, you got something out of it. If not, thanks for bearing with me. I will definitely make these segments a lot shorter next time, because I imagine you're here to watch some video of some gameplay and not actually listen to me drone on about some programming nonsense. But I appreciate it. Anyway, you can follow me on Twitter or my blog, which are going to be posted in the description. Again, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.